I'm going to give you a list of 5 records that are, to me, the 5 that come to mind. There's, I'm sure, quite a few others if I think about it, but these definitely are the ones that are just ferociously ripping and intense in many ways, vocally, lyrically, drumming, and to this day I listen to these and I literally feel adrenaline, and the only thing I can think of, it's like, you know, it's that connection to the people playing the music. You know, I'm actually experiencing part of how they felt when they were playing, and it's pure intensity. So the first is a 7-inch by a band called The Fix. Is Jan's Room, and it's just unleashes manic punk rock at its finest, and the intensity. I listen to that and I'm still like blown away, like, you know, what guitar did he use? What amp did he use? You know, how did they record this? You know, what they listened to, what inspired them? I mean, it's just, you know, a band that didn't do a whole lot, but it's a really expensive record to get, to the original record too, if you can even find it. But you can get represses of it that actually has the first 7-inch too, which is even more expensive than Jan's Room. Anyway, The Fix, Jan's Room, amazing. Second is Anti-Cymex, the 7-inch you will see, and it is kind of the same thing. They were from Sweden, I think, somewhere over there, Norway, Sweden, and it's pure in intensity. I mean, something like that, like, people might listen to it and not get the same feeling, but for me, you know, I listened to that before I started playing drums, and just feeling like, you know, just being able to play at that intensity sometime would be my goal. So that, phenomenal record. Third is a pretty epic known LP for its intensity. Discharge, Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing. It's a scary album. It is. It's just like lyrically, you know, there's so much thought put in the ideas being expressed, and the intensity is like, you know, you really can't get a whole lot more intense than that record. You know, that's one of the top hardcore albums of all time. But I have to list it in this 5 because it really does come across with that intensity that I am talking about, that hit me. Jerry's Kids, again. Is This My World? That album is absolutely ripping, and vocally the drumming on that album is what's always got me. It's very unique, hard to distinguish what he's playing, but everything's just so rippingly fast, except for those 2 songs that I talked about in my last video. But that album from beginning to end, I mean, it's throughout the future history of punk rock, it will only become more and more well known as just one of those most groundbreaking punk records ever. Number 5 is the first De Kreutzen record, and that is this singer, how he could keep that type of singing up for even a few years as he did is you got me. The second De Kreutzen album, he had to change his singing because he probably started losing his voice. But that's just like there's just pure intense stuff on there that So all 5 of these records to this day, they're my favorite. Furiously intense records that still hit me to this day. I mean, I'll never get tired of them, and they're all worth a listen. Yeah, I actually got to play with De Kreutzen on that tour too, and I was in 8th grade, and originally my parents wouldn't let me go because it was on a school night, but I got very upset. And finally, Dad said he'd drive me to the show. So I got to play, Noxious Fumes opened, and then I got to watch their sound check like earlier when we got down there, and they played about 5 songs. So I got to watch their sound check, and then after we got done playing, we had to go home because I had to get up early for school the next day. So, it's okay. And I actually got to cook hot dogs with them upstairs at Tropicana. Yeah, they had like a little grill, and maybe that's why they lengthened their sound check, because I told them that I wasn't able to stay and how much I liked the band, and I bought a record from them, and they played about 5 or 6 songs for their sound check. I just remember being so excited, and Dad was there. My dad, which he was very conservative and didn't, listen to the Irish Rovers and Kingston Trio back then. He watched De Kreutzen play with earplugs in. I think that's amazing. And I think the Melvins played too. And I think I had to go. I think I had to go after we got done playing, and I don't remember staying any longer. So saw their sound check, and then Noxious Fumes played, and then anyway, all right, thanks for listening.